No matter which way you cut it, electric cars are far more connected than the internal combustion engine vehicles they replace. Most have onboard telematics and remote monitoring. Some have smartphone integration, and some even have over-the-air software updates. If you're a tall nerdy or a hardened gadget fan, today's crop of electric cars are perfect extensions of your digital life. I mean, it's pretty awesome on a cold winter morning to tell your digital home assistant to precondition your car while you're reaching for the coffee cup. It's wonderful to get messages to remind you to plug in if you happen to have forgotten when you got home. And who can complain about the convenience of knowing that a charging station is free and available before you even get to it? But just as basic telematics and diagnostics have become the go-to for pretty much every new electric vehicle coming onto the market today, some automakers are looking to go beyond this simple functionality and offer something a little more complex. Take Hyundai Kia, for example. It's just announced a new technology that gives its electric vehicle owners the ability to customize their electric vehicle's performance characteristics from outside their car using a companion smartphone app. Rather than adjust vehicle settings from within their vehicle, this new technology means that customers can adjust the maximum torque output of their car's electric motor or motors, tweak accelerator response, regenerative braking profiles, climate control, and energy management. It's all part of a plan to set up the two Korean auto brands for a future where people don't necessarily need to own a car, but instead are part of a car club or some car sharing scheme. By moving the vehicle preferences away from the vehicle dashboard, the idea is that customers won't have to spend several minutes adjusting a vehicle to their preferences before they move off. But is it really necessary in non-fleet operated vehicles? Is it a smart move or a stupid one? While the app isn't available to the public yet, it will show up in the near future, says Hyundai Kia. And I'll admit, the idea of being able to adjust my car's performance characteristics is something that my nerdy side loves. But this also adds an extra layer of complexity to the vehicle ownership experience, which I wonder is not really needed. I've always maintained that modern vehicles, like computers, need to be intuitive to use and intuitive to adjust. One of the reasons that I loved the second-generation Toyota Prius hybrid — we actually owned 3 in our lifetime — and the first-generation Nissan Leaf was because both cars had a very simple, uncluttered interior and interface system. Everything I needed was 1 or 2 clicks away. It all felt really intuitive. That said, Hyundai Kia does offer a whole lot more customization than many other automakers when it comes to preset driving profiles. You can tweak how much regenerative braking the car gives you in any given situation. You can tweak the power output level, and you can decide how much energy should be used by the air conditioning system. And if you've ever stuck in a parking lot waiting for a child to finish some class or other, or you're waiting to pick someone up at the train station, the huge amount of adjustability of Hyundai Kia's system makes for a good half hour of entertainment, or more in fact. This new app does essentially the same thing, but it does it remotely. It does, in essence, allow you to tweak exactly how you want your car to behave without sitting in your driveway setting things up. Got a long-distance drive coming up? Well, tweak the app to ensure that the motor is set up to maximum range rather than maximum performance. Want to set the car up for a winter blat up the mountain? Well, it'll let you engage battery heating if fitted to maximise performance. And the graphical user interface — we've only seen a few photos thus far — looks like it can let you adjust some pretty insane granularity between the exact balance between performance, long range, and energy savings. However cool it is, though, it does seem slightly superfluous right now. It's great that Hyundai Kia, like other automakers, is bringing new and exciting features to electric cars on a daily basis, but I can't help wonder if features like this are still, and will be for a while, the preserve of the minority of owners. I mean, I know people who still don't use cruise control because they're not 100% sure on how it works, or they don't trust it. And many of those people don't want to tweak their car's power curves or energy management They just want a car that they can get in and drive. And if refueling is easy and simple, well, that's even better. There is undoubtedly a subset of the population, me included, who would love this kind of functionality and granularity in their vehicles. It promises ultimate control that you're not usually able to get in a car that's not a specially tuned high-end model or an out-and-out track day car. I mean, if you're a biker, you may know that Zero already offers something similar for its range of electric motorbikes. However, motorcycles have a small user interface by necessity. Using an app there makes sense as it gives access to things you can't set on the bike itself. I don't think that's the same for the car. The app seems to duplicate what you can already do in the car, and probably will. Once. Ultimately then, the technology sounds great, but it adds an additional level of complexity that 95% of the population just won't use, or even care about. They just want a car that does exactly what they expect it to do. And if that means just building regular cars with battery packs, I think that might be a better way forwards. That's it. Thanks for watching. Let us know if you liked it or you didn't like it below. Scribble a comment, hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on a single episode. And if you'd like to join our special brand new Patreon Discord groups, you can find out how to join Patreon and donate to the show below. Also, in honour of Earth Day this week, we're offering 10% off all swag in our swag shop. Head to the Teespring store below and enter Earth Day in the checkout for 10% off. Buy some swag, support the show, and help us continue to make great content. I'll be back soon with another episode, but until then, keep evolving.